Don't know when these actually came down, but you can see they're pushed over at the root themselves, at the root ball. Now, fortunately, some of the latest observations showing that this water is starting to slowly recede here in Apalachicola, and so we're just now getting a little bit of a chance to take a look at some of the damage so far. But we want to go, I guess we have a new tornado warning, so we want to get the very latest on that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. We still have a tornado potentially on the ground here in eastern Florida. This is in the Maxville area, in Clay, Duval, and Nassau County. It also includes the Baldwin area. Underneath this cloud cover, there has been indication of rotation, and emergency management has spotted a tornado on the ground. This now in the Maxville area across Highway 301, heading to the north here, north and east towards the Fifth Tone area imminently. So Fifth Tone, you're up next, 3:38. If that storm holds together, then Baldwin by 3:46, Bryceville by just about 4 p.m. Hopefully here, this is not too strong. These are often very quick spin-ups here. They last not for a very long time, and they're often on the weaker side, but we could be seeing this threat throughout the day today. We also have tornado warnings in central Georgia. You can see the extension now off towards Zenith area. We do have the state fair going on in Perry, so please take shelter in these areas if you happen to be in the round. But Crawford and Peach County, 4 o'clock Eastern time, that is when that tornado warning goes. Very strong indication of rotation here on the radar. Very tight couplet to the west of Myrtle. Yes. All right, taking you out now live to St. Mark's. You can see the water starting to rush up. More next.
What do you have there?
P3. It's meat, cheese, and nuts. I keep my protein interesting.
Oh, yeah, me too. I have cheese and these herbs.
P3 Snacks, the more interesting way to get your protein.
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With Safelite's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you.
Really?
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Today's Best Western rewards you in a flash. Get a free night fast with points that never expire at over 4,200 hotels worldwide. And get double rewards points on every stay. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Lovely. How does one make such delightful cucumber sandwiches?
Frank's Red Hot Sauce, Your Majesty. I put that on everything.
Frank's Red Hot Original, the perfect blend of flavor and heat.
When you carry out large 3-topping pizzas from Domino's for $7.99 each, you don't want bad roads ruining your good pizza. So we're doing something about that. If your drive home is rough on pizza, submit it at havenforpizza.com and we might fix it.
To err is human. To anticipate is Lexus. Experience the Lexus RX with advanced safety. Standard. Experience amazing.
Introducing Flawless Brows from Finishing Touch, the new gold standard and first precision hair remover that instantly and painlessly sweeps away unwanted hair.
I see a hair that I don't want, and I'm able to erase it.
And with an 18-karat gold-plated head, Flawless Brows is hypoallergenic and erases unwanted hair below, above, and between the brows. It's gentle and safe to the touch. Get yours at getflawlessbrows.com.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Power Max Gels. Concentrated power. 25% smaller pill. Max your cold relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
I can do more to lower my A1C.
Because my body can still make its own insulin.
I take Trulicity once a week to activate my body to release its own insulin, like it's supposed to. Trulicity's not insulin. It works 24/7. It comes in an easy-to-use pen, and I may even lose a little weight.
Trulicity is an injection to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Don't use it as the first medicine to treat diabetes or if you have type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, you're allergic to Trulicity, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, or severe stomach pain. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and decreased appetite. These can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
To help lower my A1C, I choose Trulicity to activate my within.
Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
And welcome back, everybody. Our continuing coverage of Hurricane Michael, a dangerous Category 4 storm coming ashore just a little while ago. A record-setting historic storm in terms of the pressure, in terms of the wind, and the third lowest pressure ever of any hurricane to make landfall in the United States of America. That's an incredible thing, certainly, as we get into October. All right, I want to start off with showing you some new pictures that we've got in. Storm chasers Aaron Rigsby and Brandon Clement. These are both of their videos. I don't know which is whose, but I think Aaron's is first. But look at this. Look at this. Roof's gone. They were this is Panama City. This is the western eye wall of the storm. All right? And you can see what happens. And once you lose the roof, the rest of the structure is weakened to a point where it can blow over. There's another roof, gone. And the whole thing just blew off. So again, that western eye wall, about 5 miles from where I'm standing, 5 miles. You can see some of the damage, the structural damage, with the western eye wall. The wall's coming down. Once you lose the roof, that's it with the structure. They're going to come down real easy. You don't even need half the wind to bring the rest of the wall down. And so I'm afraid that this is just the beginning of what we're going to see in areas like Mexico Beach, in Port St. Joe, perhaps even not too far from Chris Warren in Apalachicola. But once we get farther to the east there in Apalachicola, we kind of got out of some of the worst of the wind. So remember I told you that eye wall where that 145-mile wind is was only about 25 miles wide, whether on the east side and the west side. So Panama City on the west side, Mexico Beach on the east side. This water is amazing behind me here. It is literally running down the beach, and it's changed direction from what we had it this morning. East to west this morning, now west to east, down toward Appalachia Bay. Speaking east, I want to go northeast, getting into some of the teeth of this thing. Jen Carfagno, we've watched you today go through the rain, the beginning of the rain, and now I'm sure, just because I know this is coming at you, the winds are picking up as well.
Yeah, and Jim, they've been very persistent, very consistent as well. So just to set the stage, guys, earlier today, I was on the other side of the building. I'm actually standing right outside the First Baptist Church of Tallahassee underneath cover. By the way, we have a safe place to be. But I was facing to the east. And so now I've moved over, and this is Duval Street. And this street runs from north to south. And so we're getting a due south wind coming right down the street like this, coming right at me. And it's been very persistent with winds at the airport gusting very steadily for the last several hours, up over 40, 50 miles per hour. The last couple of gusts have been up over 60, even close to 70 miles per hour. There was a gust in the last hour to 61 knots. So we are up there. What I've been watching, and we're in a little break from the heavy rain right now, but what I've been watching is just the sheets of rain coming in down the street. There is some light debris down in this area, nothing significant right here. You can probably see behind me some of the branches that are down over there across the street in that parking lot. There was a piece of a roof up. It looked like one of those funnels that where you can go on top of the roof where you have exhaust come out of. That fell off of a roof down the road, and that was pushed by the wind. So we watched that happen through the day today as well. And I've been hearing a steady boom out here, hearing the power go out. Those transformers blowing and the power go out. We've seen all the street lights go out as well here across the area. And power outages. The number keeps climbing. Every time I refresh the power outage map, I see another 5 or even 10,000 customers without power. So now we're looking at close to 40,000 customers without power, and that number is still going up with these winds not letting up. So as we continue to watch Hurricane Michael move up to our west, it's not going to cross directly over us here in Tallahassee, but it's close enough that we are in that eastern half of the storm. We're in those strong winds, likely to gust to hurricane force here. I can't see how we'll get around that here, at least a little bit. considering how strong Michael still is as it makes its progression inland. So we're watching that, and the power outages and the trees going down. I've been seeing scenes of that across the area. And of course, trees going down and on power lines is one big problem, but trees going down on vehicles or homes is another. And so certainly that's something we're looking out for. You can probably hear it as the wind picks up. I can hear it too. And it's, again, coming in from the south, a little bit from the south and to the west. But we're going to be in this here still. We're really not. We haven't even seen the worst yet of Michael in this area. All right, let's go back into the studio with Dr. Erica Navarro because we do have that tornado threat. And I know we have several tornado warnings. Dr. Navarro, what's the latest there?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jen. There was a tornado reported west of the Jacksonville area in Florida. The warning is still ongoing, but it will expire here shortly. So still a strong storm indicated on the radar, but this will expire here after 4 o'clock Eastern time. But likely a very strong storm, potentially with strong winds moving across I-10 in the Fifth Tone area off towards Baldwin. It's moving off to the north at about 30 miles per hour. So again, likely, please take shelter in these areas if you find yourself here. Off in central Georgia, a very strong storm moving into the past Marshallville off towards Zenith. Tornado warning goes until 4 o'clock Eastern time. And here, this is a radar indicated rotation just to the west of Fort Valley. A very strong storm here that's moving off to the north and east at about 35 miles per hour. So Zenith, you're up next. 349. You can see Grogan as well, potentially impacted. Then Horns right before 4 o'clock Eastern time. This threat will continue throughout the day, as well as the threats from Michael. You're looking live here at Panama City Beach as the impacts continue. We'll have more from the field up next.
To look at me now, you don't see psoriasis. You see clear skin.
Cosentyx can help people with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis find clear skin that can last. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms if your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
How sexy are these elbows?
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished they came in a fabric softener, too. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice. Oh, and look, they've got Gain scent beads and dryer sheets, too.
You might take something for your heart, your joints, or your digestion. So why wouldn't you take something for the most important part of you, your brain? With an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish, Prevagen has been shown in clinical trials to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
If your mouth is made to amaze, let Philips Sonicare give its care a raise. If your teeth chew beyond their limit, then they've earned 62,000 movements a minute. If your mouth's used to a manual clean, treat it to microbubbles that feel great in between. If your amazing mouth does more than its share, give it Philips Sonicare. Next level clean, next level care. There's always a way to make life better. Philips Sonicare.
You never forget your first race. And you never back down from the next. You're the brotherhood of muscle.
So a tree falls in your brand new car and totals it. And as if that wasn't bad enough, now your insurance won't replace it outright because of depreciation. If your insurance won't replace your car, what good is it? You'd be better off just taking your money and throwing it right into the harbor. I regret that.
With new car replacement, if your brand new car gets totaled, Liberty Mutual will pay the entire value plus depreciation. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Unstoppable Wi-Fi has a starting place. The Xfinity X5 Gateway. And it's strengthened by X5 pods, which plug in to extend the Wi-Fi even farther, past anything that stands in its way. Well, almost anything. Leave no room behind with X5 pods. Simple, easy, awesome. Click or visit a retail store today.
Fired up!
Hey,
Xfinity customers.
School time for me.
Okay, let's go.
You've hit the mother load.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Let's make it happen.
It's now easier than ever for you to watch Gold Rush.
That would be awesome.
Just download the Discovery Go app and choose Xfinity to sign in instantly.
Do it. Ready!
With one click, you can watch every Gold Rush ever for free.
Awesome.
Plus new episodes live on the app.
That sounds good to me.
Gold Rush returns Friday at 9 on Discovery and Discovery Go.
650-0784. Call now for your free information kit.
Breaking news for National Hurricane.
All the rain in the forecast created the opportunity for the perfect crime.
Storm of Suspicion. All new episodes Sunday nights at 8.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 78. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 90. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday night, late night thunderstorms. Low 76. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Okay, this is video just into us from Mexico Beach. Remember we were talking about that eastern eye wall going over Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, and those areas, and how that was going to be the worst? Well, look at the significant damage that they have sustained. Water, the surge, the structural damage. They have just been hit so hard there. And it's bad there in Mexico Beach. Port St. Joe as well. Now remember, if you were not following us early this morning, so I was in Port St. Joe, which is right next to Mexico Beach this morning. I felt uncomfortable with the storm, and we got out of there because this is what I was worried about. I said, I don't think it's safe for my crew here. I'm not sure that it's good to be here, so we left. Now, we had a family that was hosting us in Port St. Joe, which again is right next to Mexico Beach. We've been trying to get a hold of them all day. One of our producers back at work got a hold of Alan. He is the man that is hosting us and his family. Alan is okay. We wanted to give you a report. He said the house did survive, so I'm glad that they're okay, but it's a disaster there. We're trying to get more information out of him there, out of Port St. Joe, but that was the reason that I left. I just didn't think it was safe, and that is why, because we're having that type of destruction. You can follow the whole story, by the way, if you are on Instagram or not. That's where on my Instagram stories you can see the whole day and how it played out. We are getting a west wind, still getting very gusty weather, still getting the rainy weather, and it's going to improve. I'm telling you, tomorrow we're going to see the sunshine. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this thing's moving out of here. It's going to be a great weekend. The problem is getting power back and getting the debris picked up, especially in places like Panama City. But if you're doing Destin and westbound, because a lot of people still have fall break, as long as you have power, it is going to be sunny. So Jim, I don't know if you heard that, but the people we were staying with in Port St. Joe, we got a hold of Alan, one of the guys, and the house did survive, but he said that it is a disaster there, unfortunately, which is what we had expected. Well, we'll get as much information out of there as we can to relay it to everyone as well.
So, Steph, it's only a compliment to you and how you care about your team, too, to say, look, I'm responsible for these guys. I'm the meteorologist in the field. I'm supposed to, what's going to be happening here, and if we don't feel safe, we're going to leave. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You should be very proud of that decision. All right, so here's the deal, guys. The reason Steph left is because we saw an unprecedented hurricane. 919 millibars. Okay, that's almost 20 millibars lower than any other October hurricane that's ever made landfall. 20 millibars. Not to mention the third lowest pressure of any U.S. landfalling hurricane, next to Camille and the Labor Day hurricane. So, I mean, that's incredible company for an October hurricane, or any hurricane for that matter. Winds at 155 miles per hour. So we were 2 miles away from a Category 5. Then one of the most amazing things I've ever seen here, right behind me at Panama City Beach, where this morning water was going from east to west. Now it is going from west to east. Literally, this huge body of water has shifted direction. The good news is, if you are from Panama City Beach, the dunes held. There's not much breach. There's not much damage to the docks I can see. There is some, just from what I can see here. We're looking pretty good. But remember, the farther down we go, we get into that western eye wall, and that's where we showed you the video with the roofs being blown off the houses. So not only did they have damage like Steph was talking about in Mexico Beach and Port St. Joe, and I'm sure down at St. George Island and Cape San Blas, but also again in Panama City as well with the western eye wall. All right, so maybe just outside of that eastern eye wall was Apalachicola. Let's find out. Chris Warren, did you think that you went through the eastern eye wall, or were you just outside of it on the east side?
We were well away from the eye wall. We were about, I think, 40 miles away from the center of the storm when it was passing just to the west of us. And we're looking right now at something, Jim, you talked about earlier, about the fact that, once the roof goes, the rest can go. In this case, this structure seems to be like a garage or some sort of a storage facility. The roof, the metal roof, banging around, but then the door itself, or not the door, but the whole side wall came down. And this is some of the spotty damage we've seen. I talked to one gentleman who was driving around, so there's a lot of trees down, power lines, but not a lot of this, unfortunately. And as we look down here, when I come down here, this is also something that's pretty common. A lot of trees and branches down, and we're only about a block away from where there's quite a bit of flooding from the Apalachicola River, and right down there at the stop sign, you can see that that road's still flooded. That's the road we were reporting on earlier. We're about 3 or 4 blocks to the south. And then also a tree snapped about midway up, as we are now just starting to see, get a feel of just how bad some of the damage is here in Apalachicola, while other areas remain threatened by Hurricane Michael. Stay with the Weather Channel. We have you covered.
Now, we're bringing you all the ways to get what you need. Target run and done.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that Chevy won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its midsize car, the Chevy Malibu. I forgot, Chevy also won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its light-duty truck, the Chevy Silverado. Oh, and since the Chevy Equinox and Traverse also won, Chevy is the only brand to earn the J.D. Power Dependability Award across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row. Third time's a charm.
If you have psoriasis, little things can be a big deal. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats moderate to severe plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Wow, that's an aggressive yellow.
Pretty great, huh?
If you're a banana.
I find it very appealing.
New Kellogg's Raisin Bran with bananas. 2 scoops meet real banana slices.
Done a good job raising ya.
Fact is, every insurance company hopes you drive safely. But Allstate helps you with DriveWise. Feedback that helps you drive safer, and that could lower your cost. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
I don't keep track of regrets, and I don't add up the years. But what I do count on is Boost.
Delicious Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink now has 33% more protein, along with 26 essential vitamins and minerals. Boost High Protein. Be up for life.
It only takes a second for an everyday item to become dangerous. Tide Pods Child Guard Pack helps keep your laundry pack safe and your child safer. To close, twist until it clicks. Tide Pods Child Guard Packaging.
Welcome back to our continuing live team coverage of Hurricane Michael. That is still a Category 4 hurricane, even though it is well inland over the central Florida panhandle. As of 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, maximum sustained winds are at 140 miles per hour. Category 4 pressure is still 927 millibars. Every inch of land that it crosses, it continues to set new records in terms of low pressure, strong winds, and the types of warnings that we have. Moving north-northeast at 15 miles per hour, conditions improving slowly at the coast, but they continue to get much worse as you go inland. And look at the visible imagery. You can see how the eye has stayed very well defined in its trek over the central panhandle, and it's now about to cross Interstate 10 and will very likely make it into southwestern Georgia, maybe even clip southeastern Alabama, perhaps still as a major hurricane. Amazing. But it's still not done at the coast. But look at what it is doing inland. We still have this extreme wind warning in effect for portions of Bay, Calhoun, and Washington counties until 3:15 p.m. Central Time or 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. The Apalachicola River there divides Central and Eastern Time. So Bristol and Blountstown, you're still getting strong hurricane force winds. But now we've got another extreme wind warning for portions of Decatur, Jackson, and Seminole counties. And this includes, of course, southwestern Georgia, just west of Bainbridge. And if we zoom in a little bit more, you can see some of the towns that we're talking about. So here is Interstate 10. So we've got an extreme wind warning, essentially telling people to take shelter like you would for a tornado. Lowest level, most interior room. I'd put a helmet on, cover yourself with a mattress, get in the bathtub, whatever you need to do to protect yourself just like you would from a tornado. And this is happening along and north of Interstate 10 and Highway 90 that goes through Chattahoochee, goes through Mariana, Cottondale over to Chipley. And some of the towns that could be experiencing this are a little bit farther north at Greenwood and Malone, Florida, and up in Steam Mill along the border. Chattahoochee, Florida, on the eastern side of the eye wall, about to get the worst of it. So here are some of the timings. So if you're up in the Steam Mill, you've got until about 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. So get to your